Welcome back to Circle Club Entertainment for yet another Diecast review here on the channel. Today we're going to be looking at another NASCAR Authentics exclusive for the 2024 Wave 1 here in NASCAR Authentics. Here is Ryan Preece and his 2023 Haas Tooling Ford Mustang number 41 for Stewart Haas Racing. A really cool Patriotic diecast we have here today. It's another car I saw in person at the Coca-Cola 600, and this is one of my favorite drivers, Ryan Preece, so to have his Patriotic car feels really good to finally have this one. I was really worried about this car not being made, and sure enough, it wasn't, and then the NASCAR Authentics line came to the rescue with this diecast and many more from the Coca-Cola 600 race from 2023. Of course, we're still trying to finish off 2023. There's still many more diecast of those to go. But here is the back of the box. The rest of the wave. You have a whole bunch of the other cars, including the other exclusives that we'll be looking at here on the channel. So without further ado, let's get this diecast out of the box. Alrighty folks, here it is, brand new out of the box, and I must say, holy cow. You know, I already am one of the biggest fans of Patriotic NASCAR diecasts, but this one has to be one of the coolest ones yet for the Ford category. Wow. Man, this looks incredible, and of course, Stewart Haas Racing. Usually, Haas Tooling's colors are black, red, white, and like silver, you know, those like black, red, silver, you know, type of very common color scheme, right? Well, to see them with this highly patriotic design, it's really refreshing. And of course, look at that, just the amount of detail on this paint scheme is incredible. It's immaculate. One of the coolest Ryan Preece diecasts you can get, in my opinion, unless they make the racechoice.com, the racechoiceparts.com paint scheme. That is going to be a really awesome one if they can make that diecast happen. But for now, this one is definitely my favorite Ryan Preece 164. Man, I love it. Of course, Patriotic cars are the cars that race in the Coca-Cola 600 and sometimes in other events, but it's mainly the Coca-Cola 600 that these cars are known to be running at. And to have exclusive ones of them that were not made in the Gold Series, especially this Ryan Preece one, it is really cool to have another 41 Ford in the collection. So without further ado, let's get this diecast review on. So you have number 41, Stewart Haas Racing. You have Ford Mustang in the front, which is going to be updated for the 2024 season. You're going to have the Haas logo on the hood in red. You're going to have the two hood vents, the nostrils on the car, so to speak, the giant hood vents for the Ford Mustangs. You have Ford. And no window banner, so sadly we don't get the fallen soldier's name, which is really unfortunate. They should really get to putting banners on these. Normal Authentics cars, they can do it. They do have the resources, so hopefully they can get to adding those on here soon, because they do it with the winner circles, and it would really enhance the Coca-Cola 600 cars that need to have the proper banners. You have Sunoco Goodyear in yellow on the fenders and on the wheels, and you also have the Honor and Remember sticker on the wheels as well with the dark gray rims. Of course, usually the Coca-Cola 600 diecast should have the Honor and Remember logos on the wheels themselves, the Goodyears. You have NASCAR Salutes, the 2023, let me get that right, it's not 2024, the 2023 NASCAR 75th Anniversary logo. You have number 41, you have Preece on the name rail, you have Ford, Mobile One, Hunt Brothers Pizza, and Rush Truck Centers. You have HaasTooling.com with the little Haas little machine CNC tool right there with the little arrow, nice little logo. You have the pit arrow indicator stuff on the side markers so they know where to lift him up at, which is really cool to have that detail along with the exhaust. Let's see what else you have. SEM Autodesk, which is another cool paint scheme I wish we would get. You have Haas, Mohawk. You have Morton Buildings, Sony, Mobile ES right there. You have HaasTooling.com, RaceChoice.com, Gear Wrench, and United Rentals on the quarter panel right there. Pretty cool looking stylized lettering for the HaasTooling.com logo. It looks really good. And to fit the new number placement, of course, that we've been having recently with the forward numbers, you're going to have, instead of having like a giant like lettering on the side, which would have looked even cooler. They did make room to have their CNC tool version of their logo on the side, along with the HaasTooling.com website. I really like that a lot. It does add something to this car for sure to have their full-on logo. You have the back of this. You're gonna have HaasTooling.com with their CNC logo again. The taillights, Mobile 1, number 41, and the Ford license plate for 2023. You have HaasTooling.com on the deck lid, and HaasTooling.com again on the roof of the car with the number 41. Now it's time for the paint scheme itself. So they spray painted this car in white before they put the decals on it. And now we're going to talk about the numbers. So let me look around this car really quick. So the door number looks the same. The number underneath the headlight and the back might be different, but let's just take a look at the generalized number colors. You're gonna have the light blue outline, a dark blue shadow, a very thin red outline, and the white number fill-in for the roof. And on the sides as well, it looks to be the same colorization of the number. And if you look at the front of this car, very small white 41 with a shadow to it, and then on the back, very hard to see. It does look like it's trying to be the same style 41, but it's just too small. So let's get a closer look at this beautiful Patriotic car. I really like this one a lot, so we're going to get some decent close-ups of this one. So starting on the front, you're going to have the red and white stripes that wrap around the nose of the car and the front sides of it, the front side fenders, I guess you can call them. And the whole hood portion, along with the areas around the hood, are left in white right there, as you can see. And when you look at the sides, the stars and stripes continue from where they were on the front fascia of this Ford Mustang. It swoops across the side and has like a wavy effect. So that's why you have some like dark, shadowy gradients to it. You got a bit of a decal slice right there. It's not supposed to be there. It's unfortunate. But looking at the stripes with the red and white, I love how they gave it the wavy effect. It's not just like a generic, okay, we're just going to throw on stripes. They actually made it look like a legitimate waving flag on the side through some of the shadow effects that you can see here and a bit over here as well. That's why there looks to be some gray, black, and silverish, like shadowy effects. That's why, because it's a waving flag on the side, which is really nice. Of course, the biofuel logo right there. Then, of course, you're going to have the generic Haas style sponsor separator, I guess you can call it, where they have like a little stripe. Really nice the way it just kind of swoops up and across the back. Really cool style. This appears on, I believe it appears on the other Stewart Haas cars as well in different forms. But it frames the contingencies nicely, and it's going to be blue in the inside. You're going to have the little thin blue line that follows through with it, a thin light blue outline over the dark blue, and then you're going to have a bit of the white, which is a pretty bold outline to it. And then you're going to have the upper portion of the car, so on the top portion of these sides, you're going to have a lot of the stars, and you can even see they fade out, so you can see like they're all bright and white over here, over the 41, and on the first, the A-pillar, it's going to just subtly fade into the name rail right there, which is really, really cool. And there are a bunch of stars to count right there, and it pretty much lines up. It kind of rounds out over here, where the flag begins to wave, but it does subtly attach to it a little bit. I know the stars kind of get cut off like right here, but that's honestly how the paint scheme wraps onto the car. As you can see, like part of that star is missing. But it does look like it kind of flows with these stripes, so that's really cool to have the stars and stripes just kind of all flow together. Looks really cool. Doesn't appear to have any more gradients, like no shadowy effect, like no black shadow, but you do have it fading off towards the top of the car where it becomes blue. And then towards the back of this car, you're going to have the blue stripe from the side continuing onto the back bumper, and then it's gonna subtly, oh wait, never mind, it's not like splitting up. That line is actually supposed to be there. That white line does separate the red from the blue, so the upper part of it's gonna be blue and the bottom is gonna be the bottom's gonna be blue, and the upper portion is gonna be red. And then you're gonna have that stripe that would have gone through, but the taillight bar is covering up the Ford Mustang black part of the taillights. Then on the deck lid, it's just all red, but the stripes wrap on beautifully onto the hips, over the hips of the car. As you can see, it just wraps over it really nicely. And then, of course, top blue deck lid, red. The hood is white. Then, of course, you got your black splitter, your black roof rails, and, of course, your black spoiler out back. And that is pretty much... My flag just fell. That is pretty much the paint scheme itself. It looks really fantastic. So let's get some close-ups during this 360 view and talk a little bit more about this one. So this one, thankfully, got made. I really do wonder if they're going to go back and do the Mahindra Tractors Chase Briscoe Patriotic car. That would be really cool to have alongside this one, because I gotta be honest, those two look great together on the grid. This Haas tooling paint scheme next to Patriotic Mahindra car, hopefully we do get that one. That is a full-on remaster of the Mahindra car. It's not the original one with just a flag on it. The whole thing is themed to be patriotic, kind of like this one. But man, the way this one is done, it looks really fantastic. And there is quite a bit of blue on this car, which I really like, because Ryan Preece tends to have a lot of blue on his cars outside of the Haas ones. So to have this one with more blue on it, really fantastic. I love how that's the primary, well, not really the primary, it's just a lot of it is blue. The red and white stripes do cover up a good majority of it as well. I gotta be honest, it's just a good balance of colors while still having a good amount of blue. I really, really like the blue they use. It's a very pretty blue that they used on it. And just the detail, like the gradients, the stars, the stripes, this thing just looks fantastic, bro. Wow! I'm just absolutely starstruck. Get it? Starstruck? I'm really starstruck by this paint scheme. This has got to be one of the most fantastic looking Ryan Preece. They're just fantastic looking. One of the best looking. There's two types of patriotic cars that tend to be made. There's ones that are based off of the flag, like this one. And then there's ones that are meant to be okay, this is an army, green military vehicle type. But man, of all the ones that I've seen done with stars and stripes, this has got to be one of the best looking ones. It is decked out all around. It's not like the Ross Chastain where it's really mostly the sides that stand out about it, that make it patriotic. This whole thing is decked out, and it looks fantastic on this car. It stands out beautifully. Now, the only thing I would change about it, of course, if next-gen cars had the colored wheels, I'd throw those on there. But man, can you imagine if they had made this car silver? Or if they made the blue parts of it metallic? God, that would look good. That's the only thing that I would change about it. Other than that, fantastic design. Really, really good looking. And I believe this is one of the few, because I noticed that Haas, with their paint schemes nowadays, their hood logo, I think it's mainly for the Cup car. The red on the Haas logo right here. Now, usually this would be silver, and then this would be in white with the outline and red to it. I know the 2023 was more red, but the 2024, it looks like they kind of went back to how the Cole Custer one was, but just a bit better, slightly better looking. But hopefully this year, for the patriotic car, they do a paint scheme like this, because this really looks fantastic. That red Haas logo with just no outline to it, just the boom, the Haas logo. How do you like that? I really love the look of it. This whole car is just spectacular. So hopefully we get some more DMP cars like this one in future Authentics waves that are not on the PTC mode, because they could have easily threw this into a PTC mode wave or gave it the blurry graphics. But no, they gave us the legitimate style diecast, and really makes me happy. Really does. So thank you all for checking out this diecast review. What do you guys think of this diecast? You guys gonna go out and look for this one? I know I grabbed it as soon as I saw it, because I grabbed them all together at the Lano Racing retail store. So I definitely recommend it. If you're a Ryan Preece fan, go get yourself one of these patriotic cars, because this is an absolutely fantastic one. And if you're just a fan of the patriotic diecast, this is definitely going to be your top dog in your collection if you go and you pick it up. I definitely highly recommend it. So thank you all for checking out this diecast review. Comment, like, and subscribe for some more diecast reviews here on Circle Club Entertainment. We're going to be upping up the quality of these reviews and adding some cool things that you never saw before in any Circle Club diecast review. So make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and you're going to be with us through this adventure of just improving the videos and collecting more of these NASCAR Authentics. I'm mostly going to be collecting the Authentics exclusives like this one. I'm not sure how many more Gold Series cards we're going to review, but every once in a while, we'll do one of those. So, thank you all for watching, and always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting decals on your diecasts.